Hey everyone, this is OnJonet and I'm doing a solo chat today. I really enjoyed Anthony's episode last week about the concept of knowledge and finding a great library that suits him. And it got me thinking about how important it is to have community areas where you live. I'm someone who's a big fan of walkable cities. I want to walk and get my groceries, walk to the movies, walk to go to restaurants, all of it. I truly crave connection and being able to learn from other people. And more recently, I've been thinking about how we find our people. Is it harder to find a community/group of people to connect with offline? Most people turn to school, hobby groups, church, recreational sports, but a lot of those actually cost money to be a part of. And I'm not saying that free groups like that for adults don't exist, but more so that you have to put in a lot of work and effort to find them, especially if you don't live in a walkable town. I'm 26 and I live in LA, and it is very apparent that my generation really struggles to find an offline community that's good for them. In the future, I'd love to be a part of providing resources for the youth to explore places and communities where they feel comfortable and accepted as they navigate their young adulthood. I've seen a lot of young adults complain nowadays about how they struggle to find meaning outside of school, that they don't know how to make friends, and that they don't know how to make a new city feel like home. It's just so easy to think that, hey, I'm an adult now, which means no more questions, no more curiosity, no more newness. I just gotta wake up and go to work and repeat for the rest of my life because I'm not in my 20s anymore. But I encourage anyone who's listening today, regardless of your age, to stop holding back. Step into the light and be curious, be courageous, be adventurous, and talk to people. Listen to people. Find a place or recreational group in your town you've never been to and check it out. Do this at least once a month and see what happens. But you know what? I also know that not everything will go as planned. Maybe you can't find a group that you resonate with. Maybe you just don't connect. Well, try to create something. Create your own community. A good example is I really like to study and talk about the supernatural, ghost stories, horror films, all of that. And I really struggle to find a community and a community of people who like to do that. One singular place that I can go to explore it, to just year long, right? Because it's such an October thing. It's such a Halloween thing. And so I had a conversation with one of my friends, and this was about a month ago. And I was just like, I really need a hub like that. I want a community like that. And they said, just make one. And so I did. I made a podcast where I invite people on, any average person. They don't have to be some super spectacular person, just normal people, to talk about their supernatural experiences, to talk about all things spooky and horror. And it's been the best thing ever. It's made me the happiest these past couple weeks. And perhaps you can also do that. You can also find a way to create a small community, even if it is online, even if it has to start online, right? So truly think about what you want, what your needs are, and how you can somehow fill them. It's so interesting because the internet is at our fingertips, and it says you have the entire World Wide Web. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't learn, but somehow we still feel limited. We still feel limited to the very few apps, right? The Instagram, the Twitter, the YouTube, the Facebook. We don't know anywhere else to go. If you want to find something or a community or a website, you have to really deep dive and search. You have to be a pro at Google to figure out, how am I going to find a community outside of just Twitter, outside of just YouTube. So my message this week is to find your people, find your place, and if you can't seem to find it, create it, and people will come. So, with that being said, my name is OnJonet. You can find me everywhere at Malaya Music. My name is OnJonet Malaya, You can also find me at burnthemanualproductions.com. Watch all of our films, all of the visionary and truth tellers, the other founders chats, the podcast, all of it. Watch all of it. We have so much content out. And then if you're interested in what I talked about earlier, my spooky podcast, you can go to It's Spooky Season podcast.com, or follow me everywhere at It's Spooky Season Podcast and come chat about horror stuff all year long. Besides that, thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. I will see you next week with Anthony.